Hello, hello, my crafty creatures. It is another Monday morning. Oh, my goodness. Uh, Luckily, or unluckily, today it's going to be one color and it's going to be a whole lot of back and forth solid work. Um, the curse of 939 has reared its ugly head, and I will be working on this block of 10 right here. Goes up to there, all the way down the page. Um, with block color, I'm gonna up my color goal, my count goal to 300, just because it's quite literally, I don't have to count. I set little milestones for myself, but like for example, that's a milestone. That little dot, that stitch is a milestone. The bottom of these ones is another one. Like I set little markers as I'm going down, because eventually this does break up and I have to skip spots and whatnot. But most of this column is just straight work. Um, oh, so the American healthcare system sucks. Um, my insurance changed up a few things, and I love how, and I kind of want to make a TikTok about this because it's just how it is. But I mean, I was handed one of the most expensive, one of the most complicated, one of the most misunderstood diseases, and then I was handed two more, and I've managed them very well. I'm not going to discount the work that I've done to manage the three that live, like, can't just do this one thing and it's controlled. Um, and so I sent husband creature. Well, no, yesterday, husband creature went to the pharmacy, well, grocery store, because we don't have just one store for individual things now. We have it all. Even our pharmacies have stuff other than meds. Um, I I asked him to pick up a couple of things that I put in orders for, but he went when, of course, the pharmacy was out to lunch. So this morning I was going to go get them, and it turned into to we had these little epic battles where it's like, no, I'll go get it. No, I'll go get it, and he went and got it. And he comes back with just my insulin, because that was my most important thing, is I needed my insulin. And he's like, yeah, you're stable. I'm like, excuse me, what? And because they'd been free since January. Um, so I had a little bit of a kitten, and I went and I checked through my insurance. No, they're free as long as I order through company XYZ, which happens to be Express Scripts, because my insurance runs through Express Scripts because I have Aetna for insurance. Ah, and good morning, Miss Jules. So I see that it's no copay through Express Scripts, so I request them to hit up my doctor for a prescription, which she will. That's not the issue. My medical team is not the issue for once. So now I have to wait for them to come in instead of just picking them up at my local pharmacy when I need them. Um, but I am once first round gets here, I'm gonna set up autofill. Um, I love it. So I take I take an antacid. I take a pantoprazole for my hiatal hernia, because my stomach sits outside of the muscular shell that holds, or I should say, part of my stomach hangs on the crease of the muscular structure that keeps all your insides inside. And in what, because that happens, is I have low grade acid reflux. And I was looking at ordering more because, I go through it, and it used to be free through Express Scripts, and like $5 at my pharmacy. Now it's $4.49 through Express Scripts and $4.99 at my pharmacy. I'm just going to go to my pharmacy. I'm sorry. I don't need, in the neighborhood I live in, I don't need, even though it's just antacid, even though it is just an antacid, I still live in a shitty neighborhood. And I don't need my prescription stolen. I mean, it's already happened once with my pump supplies back when I could get those. Is they were stolen. So it's like, and with so many people just come, well, they don't want to work, they don't want to do this. It's like, well, I like to work and I need to work. I am like a working breed dog. I need to have something to do. Absolutely. I need to have something to do. But every day it just gets harder and harder for me to get the care that I need in order to do the work that I want to do. Um, Now, is my job the dream job that I want it to be? No. It pays the bills and I get paid for it and I do the job. But at the same time, if I don't get the right meds, I won't be any good of anybody for anyone. And it just I can't help but feel that sometimes that's what the the rich want is that. Well, we want you to work, but we don't want to care for your body so it's capable of working. Uh, my weekend, my on weekend at work was very uneventful, very quiet. Um, I it's always so hard because I really I don't like leaving my house to go to work. Um, Once I get there, it's okay for the most part, as long as nothing is really like gone sideways. Because honestly, I don't have to deal with don't have to deal with a lot of Karens, and the Karens that I do have to deal with, I already know of their existence. I just have to brace myself for if they're having a Karen day or not. I think that's why I don't. So I'm not a fan of food service or retail. It's not that I can't deal with people who are upset and angry. It's just I like being able to see it coming down the line, as it were, having relationships like in an office. You generally get to know your coworkers well enough that you can tell when they're having a bad day. Or in my situation, in healthcare, in long-term care, you generally get to know when one of your residents is having a bad day. So uh, I'm kind of glad I picked to just do the block color today. I don't really have to look at the pattern. I just have to pay attention to my self placed markers. I'm hoping after stream today, because it is my day off, I don't have to do anything after stream. Um, I don't. Well, I generally don't have to do anything after stream anyway, but I set myself little chores and goals. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna work on the fins of my sea serpent because I got the body, the head, and the arms all done. Now those are the big parts. Now I have fins that I have left to do, and then assembly. And the fins are fun. Um, they're not dainty fins because the sea serpent is not a dainty creature. But I'm hoping to get the fins done and maybe assemble it tomorrow. And Jules, I totally lied to myself. I was like, I'm going to get that package out by Friday. No, didn't happen. I'm sorry. I love you, but it didn't happen. Um, I have to. I'm in search of a box that I can shove them in, because when I use the USPS boxes, even though the boxes are free, they come with a price. So, and I'm not at a shortage of boxes. It's just a matter of going through my pile of boxes, because those are nice boxes. It's a nice box. I've reached that age and I have room that I can indulge my it's a nice box. I was stocking my package to the polar bears um yesterday, and still says it's in transit, so I'm hoping it gets to the right place. If not, I'll be very sad. I was talking with one of the residents last night. She's like, Sarah, I have a whole bunch of yarn that I'm just not going to use. I'm like, well, we're going to have to, I will totally make you something with it. She's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, we're going to have to set up a smuggling system. She's like, and she just starts laughing, because um, I know that she doesn't hold anything to it, and I I know she knows that I'm not taking advantage of her for it. She wants it. She wants it's spring cleaning, and she wants room in her room. Um, I actually, I bought it. I know you guys are going to be surprised, and one of the presents for this year, it's going to be one of these, because of course my firsts, even though my firsts are getting better, my firsts no longer really suck that much, but my first I still never sell. Um, it is a magnet. It's a upside down. It's an ornament. Like, I could easily put wire in the tail and have it be an ornament as well, but it's marketed as a magnet that you can put on your fridge. So I'm excited to play with that one. There is something going on. I'm wondering if they're starting the street sweepers. What did I do? One of these days, like, I think it was Friday or Saturday. Um, it was a nice enough day. I think it was Friday. It was a nice enough day that I was able to um, empty empty the thing I the garden cart I had. It was gross, um, because I had forgotten about it all winter and it had dog poop in it. So it was gross, but I got it emptied, and it is tilted so it will not fill with water again, but it is tilted in such a fashion that the rain will rinse out the remnants, and life will be good. But I've that's one of the things, since it is relatively nice outside today. After stream, I am going to take the dogs out in the backyard and throw things for them, and let them bark and let them be dogs, because um yeah, it must have been Saturday that I did it, because when I did that Saturday, they were nice and calm, at least for a bit. Uh, oh, yesterday before I was going to work, looked out the window and I saw one of my lady cardinals, and I saw her hopping around in my barberry bushes, and I was like, oh, the lady cardinal. And then I saw the boy. They're making a nest in my barberry bushes, which I am so pleased with. I love that cardinals trust my land enough to make their nests and and grow their families here. I love that they get get food and safety from my area. Yeah. It makes it kind of sucky though because it means I can't trim my barberry bushes the way I'd like to. I mean, I still trim them, but it's just not as high and tight as I'd like to. Because barberry is particularly vicious. Mine has actually grown taller than the 8 feet that its average is. It averages out at about 8 feet tall, and I hedge mine so it convinces it to grow thicker as a hedge and taller. So the only reason I haven't like hedged the top of it is because I'm too short. I hedge both the sides though. Hmm. I have raked a path of freeness in my yard, so that when I'm out throwing stuff for the dogs, I have my yuck shoes on, and I use ice spikes so I don't fall in the mud. But I've raked a path. I'm slowly starting to like rake it into a pile so that when it becomes time, uh, I can just load it into the garden cart and dump it over the edge. Uh, but that time is not here yet. I'm gonna wait till later in May to really do that. I also this weekend because I caught a bit of Spaz's stream on Friday. Um, I caught what he used for AI music generation, and I did add one of my playlists on in here. Whether it plays or not, I don't know. Actually, let me just add some of my favorite files. Because I downloaded a few, but um, I like having it. I like having the uh the files on my computer when I play music. It doesn't it doesn't oh, what are the words I'm looking for? It doesn't bog down my system as much. actually been pretty busy today already. Oh, there we go. Kind of scary. Oh. One of my favorite creators. There we go. There, I'm reconnecting. Um, it was a three character skit, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It was his brain and executive function going, I got amazing news. I did everything I was supposed to do today, and the brain's like, no, that can't be true. And the executive function's like, yeah, and it goes on like that for a little while. Um, and towards the end, the brain's like, so you mean to tell me you got a week's worth of work done in a whole day? And that goes over to the ADHD, and then the brain goes, without this guy getting in the way. And the executive function goes, yeah, I think he might have actually helped. And then you see the ADHD going, hyper focus, must get it all. My hyper focus got stuff done. And I felt that this morning. Um, mhm. I know. So the attic has gotten to the point of being overwhelming. Um, I know that the wall I'm currently working on, I'm going to, it's going to be knee wall drawers. Um, nothing horribly amazing, but it's going to be like, one set's going to be like big storage drawers where I can put totes and whatnot. And one half is going to be littler drawers where I can keep more smaller stuff, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Smaller stuff can stay there. And getting the floor up there secured down. And in all fairness, once I get like a good subfloor set down and sealed up and this, that, the other thing, I think I'm just going to use the sticky tile, like not necessarily dollar store sticky tile, but like just sticky tile to seal up the floor because I, God knows what I'm going to do, drop on that floor. And it lets me play with patterns. But some of the floor that they used to fix the floor up there was particle board, and it's gotten wet, and it was in the bathroom, so it got really wet, and it makes me cry. But today's small goal is I have a trash bag full of stuff. I have one more thing to add to the trash bag because I learned something that after 20 years, plastic rollerblades will disintegrate. I touched something and it was all sticky and yucky, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I picked up an old pair of rollerblades. Mind you, they were cheap rollerblades. Um, and they just broke apart and they were like sticky and yuck, and I'm like, ew. So those are gonna go into the trash bag, and the trash bag needs to come downstairs. Uh, because tomorrow's trash. I also need to invest in electric scissors because I have a lot of cardboard that is too big for my trash can. Um, so I don't want to. I mean, yes. Do I have box cutters? I sure do. But electric scissors is so. Oh, there goes my second light bulb. Oh, be interesting. Wonder if they hear me.
I don't know, something like that. Obviously, it has to be beat matched and maybe some effects and stuff on it.
Okay, so UPS stopped by. I'm gonna I'm gonna put on my BRB and go see what's going on. Okay, it wasn't for me. That's for a husband creature. Well, Magic the Gathering had a box release or whatever they do, a set release. So husband creature got some cards. I spend my money in yarn and he spends his money in magic cards. Honestly, his return on investment is probably better than mine. Peg, you're fine. Where did my scissors go? Okay. I've at least gotten 150 stitches done already. uh, which is pretty cool. That is the best thing about block color is yeah, it's kind of boring to watch, but the progress you look at the before after shot and you're like, "Damn, I went somewhere today." And at the same time, like the stitch count gets high quick. So, because I don't have to I have to remember one thing and one thing only. 2 lines from my first checkpoint. See how many stitches that is once I get to it. Well, 2.5. Or 3. I don't know. I don't know how to count. I'm doing counted cross stitch. I don't know. Oops. Oh, no. Oh, I wanted to do that. Okay. I know, feature. It's rough. Listen to the ocean. Wondering if this is one of mine. Nope. Like, I have all the Spaz's music and like 4 songs are mine. And Riff Nation has achievements, and I am an achievement whore. So I'm gonna have fun with that. Nope. So before stream, I was watching YouTube. I was watching John Oliver, because he's one of. I understand that the world is not all good, not all bad. I like getting fair, balanced information. Like, information is neither right nor wrong if it's factual. Like, it's just facts. How you see it is how it translates into good or bad. Like, facts are facts. Um, and it's up to the individual and whether it's right or wrong, how they feel about it. But this week, he covered transgender youth. And for me, like, this is a hot button issue for people. Trans people are human; they're people. Again, I'm baffled why we're so concerned with what's in other people's pants. Like, I still haven't gotten a good answer for that because, um, I don't care. Um, and there's a lot of things going on with sports. There's a lot of vitriol and there's a lot of misinformation in that particular genre. Now, for me, high-end elite sports, there are so many subtleties and nuances that I don't have a leg to stand on in elite high-level sports. But most are targeting high school sports, lower end sports, and for fun sports. Who the fuck cares? I know everybody thinks their little Timmy's gonna be the next Joe Montana or Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, but the chances of that are so fucking slim. Let your kid have fucking fun. That's my thought on kids in sports. Let them have fucking fun. Kids in sports. We don't need to add girls' sports. We don't need to add boys' sports. Kids in sports. Let them have fucking fun. Hands down, end of argument. At least in here. Even adults like uh, Oliver covered how like in a for fun run someone got up, like not even the person who lost to the transgendered person, someone got upset about a fun run. It's like seriously, it doesn't matter.